So good afternoon all of you. Today we'll be looking into the second experiment, basic image operations using OpenCV library. Okay, there are multiple ways of doing it. I am going to teach you the way we are going to do it with Colabs. After I give you a basic explanation of the program, I want you to do it by yourself. Okay, so initially this is my Google Drive and this is the Colab notebook which I have created. So first what I'm going to do is that I'm going to import drive mount my Google Drive into the program so that I can access the files inside the drive in my program. Okay. So for that what I'm going to do is that first statement from google.colab importing drive. These are all built-in packages within the drive and I'm going to import these things. So initial first I'm going to mount my Google Drive into this particular program. So these are the two statements for this. And we have another package called as CV2 underscore IM show. This is not required if you are not using your Google Colabs. Okay. You can do this program in your Spider, Jupyter Notebook and so many other ways. I'll teach you how to do that after I teach you on how to do this program on Google Colabs. So here I'm going to run these first two statements. This is something that you need to simply copy and run, that's all. Okay. Then as usual, I am importing three packages. Import CV2. We have already installed CV2 computer vision package CV2 using pip install CV2. In case you get any error on that, you can call me, I'll come and solve it out. You have to simply install this CV2 library in your environment or in your Colabs wherever you want. And you have NumPy is being imported, numerical Python and Matplotlib for plotting or showing the output. Okay. NumPy for doing the calculations, Matplotlib for displaying the plots or images or whatever you want. So in this I will show you first. So this is my Google Drive and in this I have, see this is the image I have. I am loading this image in my program by using the command cv2.imread. Then I am giving the address of the image. Clear? And when I run this, what will happen is that I won't get any error. I am saving this in an image object called as img. Img is equal to cv2.imread and the location where I have the image after I have mounted the drive. So here IM show means you are reproducing the same image in your program. Okay. Second is that img.shape. Image is an object and if you give img.shape, you will get the size of the image in pixels. 1920 into 1277. Okay. And 3 stands for the color variations. Next what I'm going to do is that I'm going to use another method called as CVT color. Okay. I'm going to use matplotlib plot library for showing this image plt.im show. Then I am giving the image object here and I am displaying this image. These are the different ways of displaying the image. I am reducing the size of this particular image. I am giving this title as sample image. You can give any examples. Say I wanted to give it as figure 1. Always use the names like figure 1 or so to indicate your this thing in your experiments. Indicate that it is the first diagram in your experiments and so on. PLT is not defined. I am getting this error because I have not run this particular statement. Okay. So now if I run this, IMG image is not defined. So here I have to run this also so that the image is loaded again. Now if I run this, I'll get this images loaded and I'll get the caption or the image caption as figure 1. Here I am using matplotlib.py plot library, matplotlib library to display or show the image. Okay, in a more specific manner. Now here, the next one is that when I give, see, I am reading this same image, that is image 1, and I am saving it in another object called as image 2. But what I am doing is that this is cv2.im read color. So here im read color means it will display the same image. Okay, it will convert this image into 3-channel BGR color. I've given the comment very clearly. What it is happening is what is being done is that it is going to convert your image into a 3-channel BGR color. As we go on, I will explain to you all these things. The next sessions, I will teach you what is linear filtering. I've given you the theoretical class for linear filtering. I will teach you how to linear filter your image in practice. Okay. All the theory what you have learned in the class, here we will run it and we'll filter an image so that you will understand what is linear filtering. Linear filtering I've taught you in the previous class, the theoretical part, right? Convolution operation, you remember that? The last class I taught you what is convolution. I taught you what is the other one? Convolution operation and two operations are there now. Go and refer it. Refer my previous classes so that you will get what is being done. Now I want to convert this into a grayscale. Image 3, I am creating another object. Image 1 stands for the first one. Image 2, here when I am reading this image, I am using cvt.im underscore grayscale. Now when I run this, I will get this image in grayscale. So here why, okay, here what is the error I'm getting? Name cv2 underscore im show is not defined. So here, this is related to this particular one, this Google Colab to load this. Okay. So listen how interesting it is. I've converted this into grayscale. The mathematical operations behind it I'll teach you in the theory sessions. Here I've converted this into a grayscale image. I've used this command in cv2 library imread underscore grayscale. Okay, basically this is a constant. The theory behind how this conversion is happening, I'll teach you in the theory classes. But in practical, if you are asked to convert an image into a grayscale, you should be able to do it. Now I'm going to crop this image. I'm going to reduce the size of the image into 100 into 300 pixels. This means that this the width is 100 and the length is 300. Okay, width is 100 and the length is 300. This is how you are going to crop the image. There is a difference between cropping the image and resizing the image. Cropping means you are cutting out only one part of the image. Resizing means the whole image is being converted into another size. Okay, so here if you do this kind of operation, you you make it into a list slicing or something like that, 100 colon 300 and 100 colon 300, you get the output like this. This is resize the same way. Resize is another method. Here CV2 dot resize image and you are giving the new size. And now if I give 300 comma 300, I'll get image of the size 300 comma 300. Okay, resizing of images. Then these are the next two things, threshold and so in theory classes we have studied what is linear. This is not included in your second experiment, so I'm going to delete this. You don't need to write this in your records also. Only up to resizing of the image you need to write in the records also. The last class I told you, theory class I told you what is linear filtering. The next class I'll be teaching you what is non-linear filtering. In non-linear filtering you have two types. One is called as median filtering and the other one is called as bilateral filtering. Okay, both these sessions, the next class I'll teach you the theory and after that you will be having your practicals. So thank you all, thank you very much for listening to me.